Hey guys, so for the last few weeks, we've talked about identifying line pairs, identifying types of angles, and classifying triangles by their angles and their sides. And y'all did really great with that. This week, we're going to build on that and talk about quadrilaterals and how to classify those by their angles and sides as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first quadrilateral we're going to talk about is a parallelogram. And a parallelogram is a four-sided polygon that has two pairs of parallel sides. So a parallelogram would look something like this, or this, or this. And you might be thinking something like, hey, isn't that a rectangle and isn't that a square? And you would be 100% correct in thinking that. And the reason for that is because squares and rectangles are actually parallelograms, because you'll notice they both have two sets of parallel sides, and that's really the only defining part of a parallelogram. It's just a shape with four sides that has two pairs of parallel lines. Now let's talk about rectangles. So a rectangle is a parallelogram, but it also has one more thing that lets us know that it is a rectangle, and that is the fact that it has four right angles. So a rectangle looks like this. We all kind of know what a rectangle looks like. We have seen these before, but to classify a rectangle as a rectangle, you just have to know that it has two pairs of parallel sides and four right angles, all right? So now let's talk about classifying squares. So a square is actually a parallelogram and a rectangle because you'll notice a square has two pairs of parallel sides and it has four right angles. The only thing that sets a square apart is that all four sides have to be the same length. If the sides are not all the same length, it is not a square. A square has to have sides that are all the same length. All right? Now let's talk about rhombuses. So a rhombus has two defining qualities. And the first one is that a rhombus is a shape that, just like a square, has sides that are all the same length. The second quality that makes a rhombus is that opposite sides are parallel. So you could say that a rhombus is also a parallelogram because it has two pairs of parallel sides. The only difference is that all the sides are the same length, like a square. All right. So this is our last quadrilateral that we're going to classify today. So this is a trapezoid, and a trapezoid is a quadrilateral that has only one pair of parallel sides. So that would look something like this. And we can see this quadrilateral only has one pair of parallel lines, so we know it's a trapezoid. All right, so that's it, you guys. We learned about how to classify 5 different kinds of quadrilaterals and how some of those definitions kind of overlap. So a quadrilateral can sometimes be defined a couple of different ways, and I kind of have a chart here to help you kind of see that in a visual way. That might help you with the assignment. So if you want to pause here so you can look back at this chart to help you out, that should be a pretty good resource for you. All right, you guys, have a great week. Take care.